William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
So, okay, it's 10:35, so we're going to convene the monthly meeting of the Alliance Homeless Forum. And I want to welcome everybody. And normally we start off here by introducing ourselves. My name, Leon Holman. I'm co-chair of the forum. My counterpart, Ricky Red. We're also co-chair together, so we make sure that if one of us is not here, the ship keeps moving forward. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the left to our...
I'm Siobhan Moore with Metro Dallas Homeless Alliance. All right, you want to introduce yourself?
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead. Your name and...
My name is Ray Watson. I'm currently homeless individual, so I come here and put in my actual reality sense to, from being homeless.
Sure.
Amount.
Okay.
My name is Megan Allen, and I'm currently homeless as well.
Okay, and it's important that you let us know so that if there's some resources that we can help you access. Don't be. That's what this meeting is for, so we can help you guys get some assistance with getting yourself out of homelessness. Now, I was homeless, and I came to this organization. This is how I got my housing, and so this position fell on me through attrition. So, same thing that happened to you. Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Chris Kimberly. I'm homeless.
Okay. Hi, Patricia. Can you introduce yourself?
Patricia Hubbard.
And where you tell me? Where did you tell me you stand?
Center of Hope.
Center of Hope. Patricia and I go back about 10 years, and we've been fighting the battle together. So, who's next?
Hi, I'm Gabby Brown. I'm with Commissioner Davis' office.
Erin Moore with Commissioner Davis' office.
Matt with the Aid Services of Dallas.
Okay. Gentleman in the back, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Christopher Brown. Currently homeless. I'm homeless entrepreneur, social entrepreneur, looking to get myself out of homelessness, also create business programs for the homeless. That way we can generate our own resources. That way we don't have to rely on city resources.
I'm glad to see you back. I've seen you several times now, and it's good to see you. That means that you're still, trying to achieve your goals. So I'm glad to see you back. Keep coming back. Who's next? This gentleman here. Could you say it a little louder? Okay, Roger Campbell. Nice to meet you. Sir, you're in the back with the cap turned backwards.
My name is Corey Biggerstaff.
Okay. And I see some of our lovely MDHA staff.
And Diana Romano with MDHA.
And we have our esteemed executive director. Some people just came in. Ma'am, did you just come in?
Yes.
What can you tell us your name and what you are trying to achieve?
My name is Latasha Yeltsin,
Okay.
and I'm decided to see one day to give me, my husband,
Okay.
and I adopted family into a home.
Okay. All right. And someone else came in, sir. Can you introduce yourself?
Christopher Stilley, formerly homeless.
Okay. I left out our videographer.
Lee Dockery, Two Hats Publishing, looking for somebody who wants to work Monday.
Mr. Doctor says he needs somebody to work Monday. So could you give us a little more details, Mr. Doctor?
I need a mic runner. We're going to be videoing the Veterans Parade, and we'll be doing, and if they can get the parking lot problem straight, we'll be doing a lot of interviewing down there with the parade units themselves. Last year they had them over the guys there, so we did the parade.
Can I speak to you at the forum? Can I speak to you at the forum?
Oh, yes, I'll be here.
Thank you very much.
The young lady in the back, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Renee Coleman. I was currently homeless and seeking
Okay. All right, so now that we've introduced ourselves, I'm gonna bring Siobhan up. She says she has some things she wants to talk to us about, so let's bring up Siobhan.
Good morning again. So real quick, Metro Dallas Homeless Alliance has, well, the Policies and Procedures Committee of the Continuum of Care has created some policies and procedures for us, or not for the Alliance Homeless Forum, but for the agencies whom we support. And they are seeking input from our homeless neighbors. The document is about 90 pages. So if anyone here would like to serve on a committee to give input, y'all come on over here by me. If anyone here would like to serve on the committee to give input on the document to make sure that it is in the best interest of homeless clients, please just see me afterwards. We will meet for about a 4 or 5 hour day, in which we will go through the 90-something pages and make sure that it's suitable for our homeless neighbors. Oh, and these are spotlight. Are you guys ready?
We are.
Sure.
Sorry, we're late.
Okay. So for our agency spotlight, last month someone asked us to bring in someone to talk about substance abuse and recovery. And so I reached out to several of our partners, and Amber from Nexus said that she would come and speak. So let's give them our undivided attention as they talk about the services that they offer.
Thank you. So my name is Amber. I'm from Nexus Recovery Center, and I came to y'all this morning to talk to y'all about what we offer at Nexus Recovery Center. Nexus was actually founded in 1971. We are all women's facility that handle people that struggle with addictions. And we have all kinds of different programs there. And so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about each program, and then I'm going to have Sarah come up and talk to y'all about the pregnant postpartum intervention program. Like I said, we're all women's facility. We do have a detox program. The detox program is for women that are struggling with either alcohol, benzodiazepines, or opiates. And that's usually about a 7-day detox, and then they're able to go right on into adult women program to where they can stay probably anywhere from 30 to 45 days longer. We have a women and children program. In this women and children program, we are able to take up to 3 children per mom, and the kids can't be over 12 years old. So if somebody is struggling with addiction and they do have small children in their home, we are able to take those clients. And we do have them go to school there. They're able to go to DISD schools, and we actually, in the PPWC program, we actually have them bus out to the nearest school that fits our district. The women and children also, if they have small babies and they are in treatment, we have an accredited daycare on site with us, that they're able to go to daycare, and that they're able to, so that the mothers are able to get the recovery that they need. So, and then we have an adult women program. The adult women takes anywhere from 18 years old to we've had older women in there to, like I said, 18. It's usually a 30 to 45 day process as well. We are a state funded program as well, so if they're struggling with addiction, even the homeless are able to get some treatment. We have an adolescent program. That adolescent program is from 13 years old to 17 years old. They too are able to bring children in. So if we have a client that comes in and she's 13 or 14 and she's pregnant, we're absolutely able to take those clients, and they are able to bring their babies as well. So if they have babies, we do accommodate them also. So they actually have cribs in the room, and they're able to take care of their children on site, and they are also able to use the daycare during the day so that they are able to still go to school and get the recovery that they need. Let's see, we have outpatient services. Outpatient services is usually anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Due to the state funding, due to how many prior treatment they have, is how they decide how much treatment you're actually going to get. So we do have classes in the morning, we have them in the afternoon. The clients that are in outpatient, they're able to eat lunch and breakfast with us that day as long as they're in treatment. We give bus passes, and they are also, as well, they get to use the daycare for their children as well, so that they're able to get the treatment that they need. Sarah, am I forgetting anything?
We have the flyers for each one of those programs.
Okay, yes. So I went ahead and took some flyers and put them all together for, it's got the PPWC, the detox, adult women, adolescent, and outpatient services. And then that way, if y'all were interested, y'all are able to pick those up. I also brought some cards, I'll set those out. Sometimes when you call Nexus, it's kind of hard to get through to the admissions department because we are so full and everything's so busy. I will leave my card because if you give me a call, I can try to intercept and make the process a little bit easier. We definitely want anybody that's wanting treatment, that we're able to give them that treatment that they need, especially if they have children. So anytime that we have a mom or with babies, they're the priority population, so we make sure that they get in as fast as possible. So I'm going to let Sarah talk to you a little bit about the PPI program. It's Pregnant Postpartum Intervention. It is a grant that was given to us through the state that is like holds on to Nexus, so we are a part of Nexus even though we are on our own. Also, I was going to tell you too, we have a new program. It's called Recovery Support Services, and we have recovery coaches. People can come outside from even the outside, even if they're not into treatment, and they can come into Nexus and go to our NA groups, Celebrate Recovery groups, any kind of groups that we have, they're able to come from the outside. They also are able to give bus passes. I had a little girl not too long ago that had no support here in the Dallas area, and I was able to go to the recovery coaches and find her $250 in order to get into a transitional housing home. So there's all kinds of resources that we have. I'm not exactly sure of all the resources Recovery Support has, but anytime that I've had, I've went to them, they have been able to help me, and they have been they're just full of resources. They've got jobs, they have listings of jobs in the area. I do want to tell you too that Amazon and FedEx are hiring right now. They do hire felons, so that's huge because a lot of our girls have jobs at FedEx and at Amazon right now. And they're also able to drive the clients to and from meetings. And so if you have a client that's homeless and is on the streets and would like to get to meetings, we're able to set that up as well. Is there any questions so far? Yes, sir.
Dual diagnosis?
We do have dual diagnosis in the actual facility. There's a medical staff there 24/7, especially because of our detox. But however, when they leave, then we try to we give them referrals to MHMR.
So when are you guys gonna get something for men?
Well, that's the only thing bad about Nexus is that we don't take men. So, like I said, we are all women's facility, and I do know that that is a problem. And so usually if men come in, we do refer them over to Turtle Creek or Homeward Bound. So,
One of the questions, your funding, people that have homeless people that have no insurance at all, and so I know that the funding has changed from North Star to NITBA, the North Texas Behavioral Health Authority.
Yeah.
So how is all that working out as far as meeting the needs of your client?
We've actually had a better turnout with NITBA because you don't have to have so many things in place to qualify. So basically, I used to be an admission counselor at Nexus, and so back when I was there, we had North Star, and we actually had to write it off. and we had to show cause for that client to receive treatment. We also have to do that with NIPA, but it's not, their standards are not as high. We do treat a lot of homeless people, and it's really not hard to get treatment for a homeless person. It's been super, super easy. They do have to have, if they don't have an ID, they will take hospital papers, they take hospital IDs, they'll take a stew pot ID, so we're able to take all of those IDs.
Well, another question is, back in the hobo days, back in the 1930s, all homeless people were men.
Mm-hmm.
I was told by Paige Flink, because I know her, with Family Place,
Uh-huh.
that the women, I mean, it's a lot of women are becoming homeless now, a lot.
Yes.
So how is that affecting what you do?
I don't want to speak on that because I don't work in the admissions department anymore, and so I don't know about the number of homeless people that we are treating at this moment in time. However, we do have. Okay, so I was going to tell you about the Mommies program after Sarah spoke about the Pregnant Postpartum Intervention Program, because I am another funded off of PPI. But we actually have a outreach specialist, and I think y'all know her, Lauren Kelly. And so she comes here, and she's our outreach specialist, and so she can go she's able to go out on the street, she's able to go to the stew pot. We have her set up to where she does all these things for our women, and tries to get them out to come to treatment. But if anybody, I'm just going to let you know now, so if anybody wants to come to treatment, they're not going to be denied because they don't have the proper IDs or the income because we're a nonprofit.
So you don't never have to turn people away?
The only reason that we would turn somebody away is if we were full, if we didn't have any beds.
Well, that's kind of my question. I mean, because Family Place evidently they're overflowing beyond full.
Yes, and we are full too. Sometimes, like I said, if you'll call me, I can try to jump hoops and get somebody put up a little bit closer to getting a bed. And the thing is no, we don't turn people away. I know that we don't take Medicare. So if somebody came in with Medicare, then we do have to refer them out to a treatment center that takes Medicare. However, we do have things set in place to say you have to have this, 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 and this. But it's to my knowledge, I have went to the people higher up at Nexus and said, look here, this is what's going on. This is what's happening here. So we have this girl, and this is what's going on with her, and we're not able to get her into treatment, and we put them into treatment anyways. So, like I said, I don't really know how to speak on that, but the only time I know that we turn people away is if we don't have any beds, because we also have dish funding, which is outside of the community, so that we're able to put those clients into treatment as well. Does that answer your question?
Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, it's a sad situation when somebody gets turned away when they need help, and then you get there and they say, well, we're full.
Yes, and that is...
That's really sad that happens.
That is sad.
Especially for women and kids, because, when I was homeless myself, well, I did it to myself. Okay, I deserved what I got because I made a bunch of mistakes. But women and kids, they don't.
But when you're full, you refer them to somewhere.
We do refer them.
To the street.
Absolutely, we refer them other places. We even give them rides to the place. If I had a call about a girl the other day, they were not able to get her into treatment. Actually, they weren't able to get her into treatment anywhere because she was pregnant and she was on heroin. And so we called Parkland. We were able to get her into the detox program, and we provided her transportation to Parkland. So we're not just going to throw somebody out on the streets. I've seen it to where we are at full capacity, and we take someone and put them in a different program until a bed opens up. So, I mean, there's all sorts of things that we can do for that client. However, there are rules and regulations that we don't have over a certain amount of people, that we can only hold so many people, And so that's when we have to choose to do something different.
And it's rare that a mom with her kids come to Nexus and we don't get something figured out.
Right.
It's rare that that happens. They have been really good about finding a bed with them and their children somewhere, even if it's farther past Dallas, like in Fort Worth, because they have so many resources. It just takes time for that person, the staff member at Nexus, to go through it all until we find it. So sometimes they're there for like 8 hours trying to get that done. And we do feed them breakfast and lunch and dinner, just depending on how long it takes. And if we've got to get somebody to drop them off, Nexus will do that too. It just, when those situations comes up, Nexus pulls together as a big team, and we're gonna figure out what we're doing with mom and her 2 kids. Even when mom has husband or boyfriend or dad, they've been known to find a referral for them to go to, and sometimes the family does have to separate temporarily. So it's a long process, which intake at Nexus, they're good at getting that together. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, yes. I know it's not a perfect rule because you say, well, you refer them out. Well, unfortunately, though, the place that you refer them to might not be the best place for them. I know you.
Right.
And so they might be there for a while.
They get to decide.
And then
right.
they decide, well, this is not working out. And so, I know you're doing the best you can, but it's not perfection, but it's, just referring them out doesn't necessarily solve the problem.
Absolutely. In a perfect world, Nexus would be 2 times, twice as big as it is, and we'd be able to house more women. And so, like I said, though, we don't leave anybody just stuck out. We're going to make sure that we have resources. We're going to make sure that we take them where they need to go. We're going to make sure that they're fed. We're going to, we put everything in place. However, just like the little girl that we took over to Parkland, as soon as she gets clean, we cannot take pregnant women that are addicted to opiates, heroin, which are part of opiates, benzodiazepines, and alcohol, due to high risk factors at Nexus. So what we do with them then is we take them to Parkland and we get them clean, and then whenever we can get them clean, we bring them back to Nexus and put them in our program. So we're not leaving those clients out either with no option of coming back, or say, and in 3 or 4 days when we do have a bed, that we won't be able to go back and pick that client up and bring them back to treatment. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I have to say one word, NIPA. I've been to a couple hospitals on mental health. All the hospitals have at least 30 people in these beds waiting up to at least a week to get into something because Green Oak is closed. So what you're all talking about, NIPA is the problem with the budget. It's run by the state, but it is a catastrophe what's going on with the mental health facilities. Right now, it's being kept very, very quiet. You call any hospital, they'll tell you they're backed up at least a week with people waiting in a bed. Okay, and so it's getting worse, and but run by the state, Dallas is the worst of the worst. Now, when NIPA took over, that put Dallas at the bottom. So you have to blame. I'm not saying that you're going to get out without being, without any problems, but NIPA is the one that's causing these backlogs that we've never seen before. When I went to mental health when Value Options was here, I was out within 24 to 36 hours. Now, I've been waiting 5 to 6 days. Okay, so if you're going to do anything, you better raise hell about the state legislature, about NIPA. You call any hospital, they'll say their backlog is the best kept secret about the mental health right here in Dallas County. Wherever NIPA controls, you got major, major backlog, the best kept secret in America. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Two questions. Well, a question really on the FedEx and the other one. Does that include UPS?
I don't know that it does. I've not heard about UPS, so I'm going to say no, but I don't want to cut that off. But I do. So let me just go ahead and tell you about my program. I run a program called the Mommies Program. It It is a program that helps pregnant mothers addicted to heroin or pain pills. We get them in the program. We get them on medicated assisted treatment. We walk through their pregnancy with them. I'm able to see them once a week. I go to their homes. I make sure everything, that their home is safe for their babies to go to. And I fight with CPS for them to keep their children with them. In doing that, I have mothers that have been able to get jobs and take care of their babies and live a functional life being on the methadone or Subutex or Suboxone. And these are the women that I'm talking about that are able to get jobs at Amazon and FedEx. And we have assisted them with getting those jobs to where we've taken them to their interviews or given them bus passes in order to get there. So I don't want to say something that I don't know about.
And the second thing, you know, being homeless, I mean, myself, you know, I've never, this is the first time I've experienced it. In fact, you know, quite confident. The issue that I have though is it's hard enough being homeless, but when you go to these what were called homeless shelters that claim to assist and all this, and I understand people are human. I understand people go through things, but when you are in a position to help others, you need to leave your problem up for it. Because I mean, I'm the bridge. I mean, you've got security guards calling people out of their names. You've got others from UGM yelling and screaming at people. And I mean, I'm to the point now where I don't even feel comfortable going to the bridge.
Thank you. Again, thank you.
I'm sorry that you are experiencing those things. All I can speak on that is that I've never been homeless, so I can't say that I have, and I feel for the people who are. And I hate to know that anybody's being treated ugly or unfair or talked to out of their name or anything like that. And I guess working at Nexus, we are trauma informed. We are taught not to do that. I treat you with respect. If I seen you out on the street, I'm going to treat you with as much as respect as if you were sitting in a chair next to me at work. Everybody deserves second chances, and I'm a godly person, so I try to take that with me as well. And I can't speak on the bridge because I don't work there, but if I did, I would try to do something different because that hurts my heart to know that.
Okay, you want to go into your presentation? You want to let this lady?
I'm going to let her speak. Yes, sir.
We're going to hold the questions till this lady right here gets through doing what she needs to do.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Sarah. I work at the PPI program, which is the Nexus Generations program. We have the flyers up here. I passed you guys out the flyers. It has our address and phone number. If you want to write my name down, it's Sarah, S-A-R-A-H. I have business cards up here with my email address. Usually when I get together and have an opportunity to talk about our program, I want all of you to know you can email me for anything. If you have a question or you can't even figure out how to put the words together, call me, text me, email me, and we're pretty good at figuring out what it is you're looking for, even if it's for a loved one. We've had males call the office trying to get help for their sister, cousin, girlfriend, mom, whatever the case may be. Nexus is very resourceful. It amazes me how much resources that we really do have. There's somebody there that has an answer somehow. So if you guys need anything, please call us. Amber will have her cards up there too. We can get it figured out. Postpartum intervention. We do a phone screening now for anybody. You may not qualify for the program, but it is free. But I do the screening for everybody so we can find out what the need is that you're looking for. If you don't qualify for our program and you qualify for something else, and I can tell that by the screening we do on the phone, I'll give you that person's name and number. We are also a all-women's program. It's a 10-week program, and it's every Tuesday and every Thursday from 1 to 5. And we do have an LCDC there, which is a licensed chemical dependency counselor that teaches moms different skills on how to take care of their kids on a recovery sensitive curriculum. So some of the moms, most of our clientele is have open CPS cases or fall into some kind of risk factor, which is an 8 questions that we have to ask that the state tells us, as long as they fall into this category, they can qualify. And that's for moms that have children under the age of 6 or are pregnant. If mom has a child and let's say baby is with aunt or foster care, even deceased, you still qualify for our program. We still want you to come in and get whatever services we can give you. And it is a long class, it's intense. The Mommies program is on this flyer that I handed you guys out. So if it doesn't apply to you and you know somebody that might be able to use it, just give it to them. It doesn't matter how old they are, what services they're looking for, just give them the number and we'll figure it out on our end. We do go over our case manager there that helps the moms with teaching works with them for about 3 hours. We have outside resources that come in from the community and goes over different, like the burn unit comes out and they go over different information with the moms on safety in the house. The advocacy center also comes out and speaks on different abuse and gives the parents and the moms different awarenesses. We have been known to have men come with mom and sit in on the classes if he needs a certificate. That's not something that happens quite a bit, but we are able, if dad needs to get a certificate for parenting, whatever the CPS case may be, we have been able to get dad to come in with mom for the 10 weeks and he can get a certificate also. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
Was yours a residential program?
No, it is not residential. It is services. If they need residential, then I will help them get there if that's what they're really needing prior to our parenting. And typically I will get with Amber and let them know that we've got somebody that's needing residential.
Do y'all help with helping families get children out of CPS and back into the home?
That was going to be according to your service plan. Like if you have an open CPS case or if your CPS case has been closed. So it just kind of depends on where you are with that case, what we're able to do. Because the judge is still the one that gets to decide. But if you need a support system to help you get with that, we still have referrals that we can get for mom if she's wanting to get legal services, different food pantries. I mean, it's a list that goes on, so it just depends on what your need is, what we're able to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody have any questions? Did I miss anything? It's a free service. It's free. Yes.
I had a question, but so basically it's just anything formulated around to helping women get to where they need to be. You know what I mean? So men is like, who we asking questions for? Basic services.
I'm like, no.
I mean,
come on. I mean,
for instance, I want to cut you off. Like the services you guys offer are excellent because the young lady right here who got the mother in the car and left, now she's like 3 months pregnant, lives in a tent, and stays with her boyfriend now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's paralyzed, and she should have been the perfect candidate because she fit right in. She like, you know what I mean? And it seemed like it was kind of hard. I guess she got embarrassed and left. But is there like a first step process? You know, because it's kind of embarrassing to admit being homeless, and then you're around people who got jobs and you know and working members of society, and you know there's people like that actually need your help but scared. Is there like a small like a doorway or something? Because a lot of them ain't gonna come out straight up and say, I need your help.
So I'm on call 24/7. I get paid to be on call 24/7. If somebody calls me at 1 in the morning, I get up. If somebody gets me up at 3 in the morning, I get up. I'm here for those clients. I also, I am able, and in my program, it's sad because you didn't say that the girl had an addiction. I don't know that she does. I don't know that she doesn't. But we are Nexus and we are a recovery. I would love to be able to help the homeless, help, and stuff, but I work at Nexus, which is recovery.
So Lauren, is for anyone who's not ready to take the first step, I guess, Lauren is at the stew pot on what days?
Wednesdays. I'm not sure. She's only there one day a month now.
Okay.
And I believe it's on Wednesdays that she is there.
Okay. So you can, if there's a young lady here interested, you can go by the stew pot and check to see when Lauren will be there, and that could be, she does outreach. So that could be the first step for this young lady, if she just.
Absolutely.
I know her boyfriend, that's something I can just probably.
Yeah.
If she has an addiction, I'm able to go see that person. I can find her. She wants to meet me at the stew pot, I'll meet her at the stew pot, wherever she wants to meet. If I need to meet her downstairs at the library, I do that. I am that person.
And that's why I'm saying, take our card, take that flyer, write our name down. Nexus trains till we can't train no more about trauma and what's really going on. Not everybody has been homeless, but that to us, that's not my business who has and who hasn't. My business is, what do you need me to do right now? And we take calls like that, and this person is all over the place because it's difficult. It's difficult. This kid's got to get to school tomorrow. They got to get to the WIC office. And we try to, okay, well, can you come in? And that's why I do the phone screenings, because I'm not trying to get moms and uncles and dads to bring mom to me just to do the screening to find out that they don't qualify. That's money, that's gas. Your time is precious every minute of the day. And our radars go up. Oh my gosh, it's fixing to get cold out there. Let's start getting jackets. Where are we going to get food to have here if somebody comes in and needs food? We do as much as we can in an 8-hour period. Now, our emails are linked to our phones. So if somebody's sitting there and they're in a Wi-Fi and they're just going to email, I saw you, Sarah and Amber, and I don't even know what to do. You get that email. If I'm up reading my Bible at 12, I'm going to read it. Because 12 o'clock is like, what's going on? I'll send it to her. We'll start pulling together as quickly as we can.
Absolutely. And not too long ago, I'll go ahead and tell you. So not too long ago, I got a phone call, and it was about a homeless woman that was pregnant and that was addicted to heroin. So I didn't know her name. I just knew what she looked like. So I get in my car and I start coming down to where she's supposed to be hanging out at. I didn't find her. I looked for her. I actually got out of the car and went looking for this person and was not able to find her. But that's just who I am. If somebody needs help, if somebody needs food, that's
if they
who we
need your
are.
socks.
Yeah, yes, I have given people my socks before. I actually made my client give her socks up too. I was like, just take your socks off, give them to them, because that's important to me. We got more socks. As soon as we get back to work, I'll give you some socks. But take off your socks and give them to them. So I'm that person. I'm going to do everything I can to help. So, go
I
ahead.
have another question.
Yeah.
I heard that Nexus was a domestic violence shelter as well?
No.
It's not? Okay.
No, ma'am. However, if you are struggling with addiction and you do have domestic violence going on, then we do refer you to a domestic violence shelter or home.
Because that's what I heard, and I thought you had programs separate to domestic violence.
No, however, I do want to just remind y'all that you are protected up under the HIPAA law. So anybody that's not on your emergency contact list would never know you're there. We've had police come up. They heard somebody was in there. They come up asking for that person. We can't confirm or deny that
We're like the
person's here.
warden.
Yeah. So
Sorry, can't
Yeah.
deny, confirm.
Yeah. So you are safe at Nexus. The police are not going to arrest you and take you off. No boyfriend is going to come in that's not supposed to be there. So you are protected. Go ahead.
Say, like, when I first got my children, I didn't have anywhere to go with my kids. My daughters were 8 months and 16 months. And there was not a program in Dallas, Texas that would let me stay. Because it was either formulated for the women or the men. There was no in between. So, it was hard for me to even get us into anywhere because, I'm a man and I have 2 little girls. So what am I supposed to do? Because there are situations like that where the mom is gone or the mom is in jail and the dad has the kids and, he's trying to make it. But there's no resources for fathers with children. If a man was to come to you and say, ma'am, I have these kids, I want to keep them kids. I'm trying to do the best I can for these kids.
That is something that we should work for.
You know, can you help me because?
I nominate you.
Yeah.
Because we do have, the Family Gateway will take you as a man with kids. You do not have to have a mom in your family to go to the Family Gateway. And if there's no room at Family Gateway, they will find somewhere that'll take the dad and the kids and not separate them.
Okay.
So we do have that resource.
Yeah.
And we believe that's expanding. I know it's not as wide as for women right now, but every time elections come around, something changes. Every time, it just keeps changing. I do feel like that is gonna grow because I do see more children going with their father while mom's doing what she needs to, and I think that's great.
And it took me to go to Fort Worth and sleep on the floor in the kitchen with the kids until they found room on the main side of the property, which it was a family building, but then they did not understand a case or scenario like mine. So I had to sleep on the floor with the kids, and then I would go to the family side to utilize whatever they had for me, but then I would go to the men's side to do whatever I had to do.
Right.
And it kind of like, was tearing me like, they're not a place where there's,
Yes, we do have that. We have
now we do, but back then it was.
Family Gateway has been around for a while and they've always.
Miss Marsha, Miss Marsha, she's been
Yes.
8 months.
But let me just, right now, we have the attention of Nexus, so let's make sure we keep our questions directed towards Nexus. We will have time for a no-cart session in just a little bit for questions outside of those that do not pertain to Nexus.
Any other questions? Go ahead, sir.
I just want to thank you for this program. It's a big thing to be pregnant. I know for women, it's a big thing to have problems. It's not something, I know we take these things lightly, pregnancies. I brought in the generation where people screw like rabbits and take drugs. I've been through that, I know that, but I know it's a big responsibility to bring in a child and raise it, be pregnant, it's an awesome thing. And, to have this special thing for this women.
They are pretty special, so.
They are special. I remember when my kids were being born, I go up and visit my wife in the hospital, and I'd pass through rooms and see women in there about to give birth, and they looked like they were all alone. They didn't have anybody.
So
A
that's,
husband or somebody there to share that with.
so that is exactly what my job is. So, I actually just went and got a girl out of a hotel the other day and took her to treatment, and she's still in treatment. She was able to keep her baby, and so right now we're just giving her as many resources that we can in order for her to remain sober when she gets out of Nexus and she's able to keep moving forward. We are their support because sometimes people don't have any support. So literally I see this client every single day because I need her to be prepared and to be ready to deal with life's problems when she is able to release from Nexus. And my program is for a year, so she doesn't have to, she can stay on my program for another 6 to 7 months. And so during that time, she's able to take advantage of all the resources that we have. And we make sure that they know all the resources and that we help them as much as possible.
And PPI will follow up with mom until the baby is up to 4 weeks old. So we try to get diaper bags, we can get diapers, formula, clothes, more diapers, baby powder, whatever we have there. Everything that we get is donated to us. So within that next 4 weeks that mom is transitioning from hospital to home, we'll still be able to provide them services. And everything, again, is free.
Go ahead.
Do you just take people that are beginning with drugs or all drugs?
All drugs.
Okay.
All
I
drugs.
heard you name out.
Well, in my
particular
program,
drugs.
yes, in my program, it's only women with opiate or opioid abuse. So the Nexus will take women that are addicted to any kind of drug.
Okay.
So just my program, Obama came in due to the opioid epidemic and gave us a grant saying that women were overdosing, and not only was it taking their lives, but it was taking the lives of their babies. So they came in and gave us a grant and set out a curriculum, set out to where we could go out, out in the community, find these women, bring them in, and we're able to help them, give them the resources that they need, and in the meantime, hopefully get them clean and try to help them keep their babies.
What's the age limit of the children that you have at your Texas?
If you went in as a mother and you had children, they cannot be over 12. You can take up to 3 children. And so, say if you had a 3, 4, and 5-year-old, if you had a 12-year-old, 10-year-old, and 8-year-old, just not over 12.
What if you have to, well, yeah, that's another thing. What if you have a 13-year-old, but the other 2 are underneath her?
So I'm not exactly sure what they might do. They might ask you to try to find somebody to watch the older child while you were in treatment. Go ahead.
No, this question, this doesn't affect me directly, but it does bring up a question.
Okay.
Now, you said that you could take a lady with 3 children.
Yes, sir.
Now, among other people, I know a lady who is living in her car with her 3 children, but she is pregnant too, so which means she will eventually have a 4th child. Would she be eligible or not?
Yes. Yes, she would be.
Okay, then I want to see that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Being homeless, there is an advantage because you know the people that need these programs. Some of them are are in the library right now. And how can say, like, I'm hearing what you offer, and I don't want to be all in nobody's business, like, oh, you need this program, to help you out. But how can me, a man like, I think you might need to talk to this young lady here. You guys don't actually do outreach?
I can do outreach. If you were to call me and say, Amber, I have this lady here, and I'm going to say, where are you at?
Okay.
And I'm going to come to you. We do have Lauren, she is our outreach specialist, but I also, if something happens, I'm busy, she will take over my job, and the same goes for me. If I'm busy and I'm trying to do something else, like today I was supposed to dose girls and be with my mommies, I had to have somebody else do that because I came here to present for Nexus, so somebody else just steps in. So there will always be somebody there to help.
Okay, because I do know a few ladies that, I'm not saying they're afraid to utilize, they just lack the knowledge of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't know that it even exists. They probably don't even know about the program, that it even exists, even though they make announcements in the library about this here meeting all the time, but, they're too much in the social homeless world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we get those calls too. A friend told me.
Anonymously? Or,
yes, we
okay.
get those calls. I will take time out of my day. I try to do it at least once a month where I start folding all those up and sticking my business card in envelopes, and I have send them all the way to, Gun Barrel, Fort Worth. I mean, if it's on, I have a list with me. It's a PPI list, and they give me all these addresses. It's on the Texas website, .gov Texas website, and they give me this address, all the addresses for all the PPI programs. So I send them our information because these moms move a lot. So if they came out here, we just got a call the other day, somebody from Fort Worth, our stuff finally came across her desk. So if you know somebody, take all those flyers if you want to and pass them out to whoever you think could use it.
If we can't help, we will find somebody who can. That's our motto. Like I said, this is the PPI program. I am the Mommy's program. However, these programs are all over Texas. So I had a girl recently that was from here, but she was moving to San Antonio. So I was able to give her the referrals to San Antonio, and they were there to meet her as soon as she got there to pick her up and and continue her services. So we do have a lot of referrals.
So we want y'all to use our name. I seen Miss Sarah, I seen Amber, because that will help sometimes to get that door open. They know somebody.
And Lauren is here too.
Lauren
is like, she is like the little basket of resources. Like I am a counselor, and so I don't have all those resources. So anytime, say you did call me and I don't know, I'm going to call Lauren. I'm going to say, let me call you right back, or let me put you on hold, and I'm going to find Lauren, and we're going to figure out what we can do for you. She's our little resource basket there. So.
Good.
All right.
Thank
y'all
you.
have a wonderful day. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it. And if y'all need anything, please call us. Please. They're up here. Okay? Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
I know they were here to talk about the programs for women. We did invite others like South Harbor, Homeward Bound, and Turtle Creek to talk a little bit about programs for men, but The women are the ones who responded, so I do apologize. They were invited. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting us. Anytime. If you ever need us again, just let me know and I'd love to come back.
And you guys have a blessed day.
Y'all have a better one. Don't want me to leave all these here. Yeah, absolutely. Leave them there so that they're able to take whatever they want. Ricky.
All right, Ricky, you want to come on up and do your thing?
I'll pass these around for you, okay? Ricky, I'll pass these around for you.
You what?
I'll pass them out for you.
Oh, okay, all right, good.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just about to wait.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, I remember.
School, I can count some more. Okay. It's beginning to get cold out there, isn't it? You know, I heard it was so cold up north that they had to take President Trump to the hospital after he got pelted with frozen tomatoes. Did y'all hear about that? So cold that roosters were seen running into Kentucky Fried Chicken asking to use the pressure cooker to stay warm. That's how cold it is. So where do you go if you, in the wintertime when it gets cold, where do you go to get warm? Because, you know, I think last year we had a couple people die, didn't we? Here. And what was it, 11 in Atlanta? Did you have a thing?
Yeah, it was 11.
So where do you go to get warm? Well, where you're at was one good place, the library right here. Then you got the stew pot, our calling, the bridge. And so Siobhan's got a list of some recreation centers and some different things where you can go to get out of the weather. It looks like since we had this is not really supposed to be this cold this early, so we may have a pretty tough winter coming. And so some of the other things to go, we got Thanksgiving coming up. I looked up on the internet where you can go to eat. Probably the Cornerstone Baptist Church, I would think.
The Cornerstone has it this Saturday.
This Saturday for Cornerstone. Also, our calling. Oh, another place to go to stay warm is the DART station. You can go to the DART stations that are open. As far as eating this on Thanksgiving, the Cornerstone Baptist Church this Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, from 9 to 3.
9 to 3. Our calling is going to have Thanksgiving dinner. The Soupmobile Kitchen is going to have Thanksgiving dinner. Now, I read it's Thanksgiving Square is also going to do something. I've never heard of them serving dinner before, but the internet said that they were going to do that. And so those are some places where you can go to eat. And another thing you can do when it comes...
They have it every Sunday, starting at
1
o'clock.
Thanksgiving Square?
Thanksgiving, yeah. They feed.
Okay, I didn't know
They have a service starting at 1 o'clock, and they feed at 2 o'clock. So if you're not at the service, if you're there like 10 minutes to 2, you still get to eat.
Another thing you can do is if you're in the area, if you're homeless and you're in the area, churches will come down here and pick people up and take them back to their church and feed them. They'll take you to your church, feed you, and then take you back to the bridge. And all you kind of have to do is just kind of hang around. Or you can, you know, the ordinance for public feeding has been overturned. So people will actually come down here and pull up and start feeding. And so you can eat that way.
They're usually at the parking lot across from where the Day Resource Center used to be.
Okay.
Down the street. That big parking
So-
lot that's empty.
So you can get something to eat on Thanksgiving, believe me, it's not going to be hard to get something to eat. Some other things that you might want to think about, the holidays are coming up, and so there's some different things that you can do during the holidays. You know, David Timothy's thing this year, I'm sure he's going to do it again this year, where they take the people to the hotel and they feed them and everything. And so that list comes out sometime after Thanksgiving, and I think they take 200, and that list fills up pretty fast. So you want to kind of, if you want to get in on that, you want to kind of keep that in mind. As far as doing some things productive, there's a lot of part-time jobs available during the holiday. One of the things you can do during the holidays is become a street zine vendor, because, you know, the newspaper, the Stew Pot has the newspaper. Well, the newspaper, you buy them for a quarter, you get $1 donation, right? But during the holidays, sometimes people will, you know, they're feeling generous, they'll give you more than $1. And so, that's something to think about. It's also a good thing to put on your resume that you're actually working, you actually have a job. And so instead of saying, well, I haven't had a job for the last 10 years, say, no, I'm working, I'm a street zine vendor. And so those are some things you can do. The shelters, when it comes to getting cold in the holidays, some of them will change some of their policies a little bit as far as their capacity or what they require as far as identification and those kind of things, so that you go ahead and get in. If it's going to be extremely cold and dangerous, that you can go ahead and get into a shelter that under normal circumstances might not be letting you in.
I think Siobhan, is it different? I think it's 30.
I'm gonna go over that in just a second.
That's
on
on
this paper.
Yeah, that's what's on the paper there, is that some of the shelters during inclement weather will change their intake policies just a bit in order to try to keep people safe. And so,
And some of them, even though they have that policy printed, because the city told them to do it if it's that cold, if you show up there, they will tell you can't get in. So I tell people, first you call the police, or you call crisis intervention, and they will come and meet you, and they will bring you over there, and they will make them let you in. Because they turn people away anyway.
okay, well, the bottom line is that the holidays are a good time of year, and so enjoy the holidays, but keep working and keep going forward and trying to accomplish things. Any questions or anything? No. Okay.
So I passed out this inclement weather. You want to start passing it out? Inclement weather policy. It's a little bit small. This is last year's policy. I think they're meeting today, Aaron. Okay, to work on a new policy. So I will definitely have it by next month's meeting, but if I get it before then, we will put it on NDHA's Facebook page as well as our website. And then the library will have it as well. Okay, on each floor. But this weekend is supposed to be cold, so we wanted to let you guys know. Somebody has inclement spelled incorrectly. We wanted to let you guys know where you could go this weekend if the temperature drops drops to these temperatures. So it's kind of small, but you can go to the bridge if the weather gets below 37. Austin Street is currently set at 40. UGM and Dallas Life are set at 32. And Salvation Army is set at 37. That was for men. And it's the same for women. And then there are also some recreation centers that you can go to for warming stations. So during the daytime, if you just need to get warm. And those rec centers are listed here along with the days and times that they're open. And also their phone number so that you can call and confirm. And then the back of the deal has the library's hours. So certainly use that if for this weekend, because it is supposed to be a little chilly this weekend. Before we go into the note card, well, we can go, well, while y'all are doing notes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to give you an update on the weather. I looked at the Weather Channel prediction about 2 hours ago. They're predicting 100% chance of rain for Monday, and the following week, upwards of 40% chance of rain 5 days running. Okay. So the weather's going to be bad.
Okay.
Before we get to the note card answers, I want you all to know what they're for. You need to, got any questions, comments, particularly, just write them down and we'll go one by one. I want to ask this young lady here what agency she's with and
2
what.
minutes. 2 minutes on the note cards.
Oh, you get a two minute limit. You get a 2 minute limit on your note card, and I'm gonna use my timer because I know some people gotta have a timer. So, ma'am, could you give us your?
Sure. My name is Tamika McLaurin, and
in Fort Worth,
Mhm.
but we recently merged with the Dallas Council.
Okay.
So, what we're doing now is trying to learn the Dallas services.
Okay.
We're all informed about Tarrant County services, but we don't know much about the Dallas services, and we would like to get in and see where we can be a helping hand in Dallas. So, you'll see my face more.
So you're gonna
Yeah.
be providing the resources in Dallas County?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll get with you guys.
Right.
Yes, so that I can give you my information. Right now, we're just in the stages of me like going to the shelters, finding out what resources
Oh,
are
that's
there,
great.
hearing about what's going on at the shelters, what services are needed, so that we can try to step in and help where services are needed.
All right.
Yeah. So and that's a recent merge. So I'm in Dallas now.
That's good. Then you can talk to Siobhan and you can do that
Okay.
BGM thing.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's go for the note cards.
Okay, Claire? You want me to read it?
Go ahead. I'm really concerned, I've only been back to Chicago about a month, but over on Haskell, we had a huge tent city underneath the viaduct there, right next to the storage unit close to Fair Park. It's filling up again with 10 people. Yesterday, I counted 27 tents there, and there's multiple people in each tent. And I'm really concerned because it is absolutely filthy. There are rats running around. There's so much garbage, it's unbelievable, which the other tent city that was there for a long time, that the city closed, was actually clean. This, since I came home, this is about the 5th time I've seen it. Every day it gets worse. And I'm concerned about the health issues with the people because of the trash and the rats. And I'm also concerned because several homeless people told me that they said that crisis intervention came and took all their stuff away while they were gone. I told them that is not true. Probably the transit people that own it, the bridge, not the city, but the
Department of Transportation.
but the state. They probably sent their cleanup people and took this stuff. Because crisis intervention, I've worked with them for a long time, do not remove people's stuff. It is actually against the law. People in other states have sued when their stuff is gone, and they have won. Lots and lots of cities have done that, sued. Because they can take your stuff if they leave notice for however many days, just like if you're getting an eviction, they have to post a notice, and if you don't remove it, and you don't remove yourself, they can take your stuff, but they have to keep it. And they have to let you know where it is so you can retrieve it. And Ron Howard and Dave Hogan have been to multiple meetings over the years here to explain that it is not crisis intervention doing that. Crisis intervention is usually out there when they know somebody else is gonna come try to clean it up. And they work with people and try to get them resources, but they do not take people's stuff.
Okay, thank you very much, Claire. Next.
I'm glad I don't have to rebut.
So I want to see if we can get them to come again and
Crisis.
explain the city's policy to our meeting.
Crisis intervention? So crisis intervention is really no longer in existence. They have folded with the Office of Homeless Solutions. And so they now work as street outreach workers. So crisis intervention used to be a part of the Dallas Police Department. They're not anymore. So Ron and Winford, all of them now work for the City of Dallas's Office of Homeless Solutions.
So what is the city's policy on that now then?
So since they
I've been in Chicago for almost a year.
Yeah, so
Excuse me.
since they went to Office of Homeless Solutions, I can't speak on the current policy, but before they were with the Office of Homeless Solutions, it was just as you said, they were supposed to, the deal that we worked out with them was that the city would issue a notice within so many days saying that this encampment is going to be cleaned, and you need to remove your items by this day. They had to give, proper notice before the cleaning. And so at that point, if they said it's going to be cleaned this week, they wouldn't give an exact date, but just this week, then you need to make sure that the next day you have your stuff secured because you don't know when they're going to come. And so they would come and clean out everything. And they were not storing your things. They were just just
Getting rid of
trashing them, yeah. So if there was something that you needed to pick it up and take it with you. But I did not know about a recent cleaning, because we did ask them to inform us if they were going to be cleaning encampments. So I text City Square Street Outreach Team to see if they knew about the cleaning, because I didn't know.
So what we can do, since we have a relationship with the Director of Home Solutions, we can send her a correspondence to see if we can get her to come, or send a representative to give the correct response to that issue. Claire, we'll work on that for next month's meeting. We'll try to have a response for you. Did you hear me? We're gonna try and get a response from that office for next month's meeting. Okay? All right, next question, next card.
I'm saving the next card for an announcement. Is that
Okay.
I know. I got it. Any other cards? I got it. I got it.
I'll stay calm right now.
Thank you. I'll give you your 2 minutes when I get to announcements. The age group of the homeless is getting younger, including females. So when we did the pig count, we did find that it typically the ages are 55 and up, but this year's pig count showed 35 to 55. So he's absolutely right, including females who are with very older gentlemen. Is this about to be an epidemic? Okay. Because you can physically see this problem. Okay. You want to talk a little bit about it? 2 minutes.
Yeah, you can see that it's changing. You can see it's not like the veterans and the older cats that used to be. Now you start to see a lot of young females out here in the same type of setting. I was just wondering, is this like, I can't say what's happening in everybody's lives, but it seems that that generation gap is getting smaller. It's not exactly older gentlemen out here, they've been out here, but now it's starting to be a lot of young females joining in that era. And I was wondering, what could be who could stem from it, or is there a possibility of it's just going to be like an outbreak of homeless young females coming out to do what they want to do? What could be the mediation? What could be the, hey, I don't know. It's just what I see. But
Okay. So I'll definitely look into that. Go ahead.
I've been on some before me too. I've been out here on and off for years, and because this group that showed up at Nexus, that's the whole reason why I came up with the idea for homeless programs. Everywhere it takes women, and everywhere it takes women with families. I've been noticing that the women that are actually on the streets, they fall under one of three categories. Either lazy, either crazy, or they are exiting an abusive relationship and they don't know where to go with that. But most of them are crazy, man. I think that's just a problem that we have with not solving mental health issues. There's really no access to it, or go to the bridge. There's mental care, and you want to dope it up. So I actually think that's the mental health problem is probably the biggest contributor to that.
All right. You got something? I don't know. You got something. Is your hand up, or you just?
Go ahead.
A couple of things. Now, I've been researching substance abuse at school. Now, about the thing about the ladies, my research has shown me that a lot of these ladies have run away from abusive households, and then they found they didn't have any place to go, so they're out there.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to mention a little earlier, I wanted to ask if there was a rule on how much notice they have to give before they bring in a cleaning crew.
That's what we're going to address next month when we get someone from the actual Office of Home Solutions. Then that person is going to be qualified to to present the city's response to that. Okay.
With the old policy, there was not. They did not want to give us a 3-day notice. So I don't know if that has changed since it's become the Office of Homeless Solutions. So we'll check with Nadia and Monica to see. But I want to go back to trauma-informed care with women. If there are women who are homeless and on the streets and encampments of that sort, Austin Street has a trauma-informed care for women. It's specifically for that, for women who have been, trafficked, domestic violence, any type of, issue that they're having. And they have 34 slots available for the women. When the program is fully functional, the women stay across the street from Austin Street, not directly in the shelter. But right now, the building across the street is undergoing renovations, so they are staying directly in the shelter. But they do have a program, a trauma program for women. It's called the Sisterhood program, and it's really good. Like, I've seen a lot of success stories from that program. So if you do know of any women, refer them to that program. They can ask for Crystal. Okay, so announcements. So, go.
I don't know. I don't know what the latest is. I asked Mr. Webb, the chairman of the homeless committee. They don't know nothing. They haven't heard nothing.
Okay. So I met with Dart last week on Wednesday, I think.
They're fired. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I met with
You gotta calm
them
down,
last Wednesday so that we could start to get this program up and running. And we have a conference call this Tuesday. So what we're doing currently, as you know, for those who are new here, we asked DART to give us a discount for homeless neighbors to use the bus, and the discount is 50%. So we did a 2.5-year pilot. It worked. Everything was great. We now have a marriage. We are done dating. We're now married to DART. So moving forward, this discount will be ongoing. It's not a pilot program. It won't be a start-stop type thing. But we're having challenges with working out the logistics, because in order to take advantage of the program, we have to have that GoPass app. So Dart and I are meeting weekly to try and figure this thing out. So we have another meeting this Tuesday coming up. Now, I've invited the Vice President of Operations, I think is Joe's title, to come, and he and his team to come next month. So they will be here at this meeting next month to talk about the program and how it's going to work.
So what's the Go Pass? That means you put the money up front, and then you get 2 weeks free. Is that what they want to do with the homeless?
So yes and no.
Okay, well now let me ask you one question.
Well, let me answer that question.
All right, let's just work together.
Okay.
I asked Monica and Nadia to go to the dartboard. They stood me up. Okay? Now, I would suggest that the city start putting pressure on the dartboard, because 50% of the board members come from the city.
But we don't need that, because we have the program.
Right. We already have the program.
Working out the logistics to make it work.
I'm trying to say, so the logistics is the homeless need to go back, they need to put the money up front.
That's what they're trying to iron out, Robert.
That's not gonna happen.
So that's what we're working out.
Why don't you bring some?
Robert.
I don't need them. I use them when I need them. I don't need them. No, we're done. Now we are just trying to make it work for you. So currently, what we have is, you will have to have the GoPass app on your phone. You will, and just like before, where you were purchasing your own pass, again, you will be purchasing your own pass, day pass, whatever you need, but you will be purchasing it at a discounted rate. Your GoPass app will be set up to automatically give you a 50% off date discount. So whatever you're buying, your GoPass will be set up to give you that rate discount, okay?
Well, here's the thing, you still gotta put money up front.
But you had to buy a pass up front.
Anyway, they're not gonna give you the pass. You have,
So-
it was a discount. It wasn't a free pass.
Well, it's gonna be discount, be $40-some, right?
For a 31 day, so
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
$96, and so whatever half of 96.
48.
That was the original thing.
Right.
Because you gotta remember,
It went up
I'm the
from
one
40
that's
to 48.
Okay? So what we're trying to get, now you need to listen. We're trying to get, we're getting half off. It never was free.
I know that.
Okay, so the
So
person
yes, you have to pay
going
up
to
front,
have to pay.
but you had to pay up front when we had it the other way as well. Now you're just having to put it on an app up front.
So you gotta put $40 up front?
It's more than 40, it's 48 now, 48.
What about the daily?
Same thing.
$250.
You can do, you will be able to, it's going up to $3 for a day pass.
$3.50. Because the day pass is
So it's
$6.
$3 day pass, reduce still on board too?
Here's the fare schedule.
But you
Oh, you
have
got
to do it via the app. So
So
what
you know, you gotta put all the money up front though.
well, you can pay for
Break
it.
it on there.
So since it's on an app, let's say for instance, I'm getting ready to catch the train when I'm leaving this meeting right now. So as I'm walking to the train, I just go onto the app and pay for my fare. And then once I pay for my fare, I get on the train and I'm good.
What I'm trying to say is though, the money's gonna have to be up front, doesn't it?
Not up front, you can, yes,
You have to pay.
yes. Hold on,
Hold on,
hold on.
hold on.
Wait a minute,
That's
he
the
doesn't
problem.
understand. He doesn't understand, listen, to understand. Yes, you have to pay up front.
Okay, so I do understand.
Yes.
So that is a problem.
It's, you're only paying up front, like for instance, when you're getting ready to get on the bus, that's when you're paying. And let's say you put $6 on there, then you have $3 for today and $3 for tomorrow. Now, if you only wanted to put $3 on there today, you can. There's no minimum of how much you can put on there.
And you don't have to use it right away, it's like a thing.
Okay, well, maybe you have to explain better.
No, it's a half price
Not
discount.
the discount, you just, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna still have to pay a fare, okay? You're gonna have to pay a fare,
You got it.
but you're gonna only have to pay half the fare.
I'm not used to these fantastic, I mean, a lot of people are gonna be confused about this, so.
And that's why they're coming next month. That's why they're coming next month.
I was at the East yesterday, and I got my little pass, it took us 5 minutes to get it.
On your phone?
Oh, it's a card.
Oh, you actually have a card?
I have a card.
Okay,
Somebody's hands up in the back.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, I can't hear, I'm sorry.
Is there any other way we can have access to that?
Other than the app on your phone?
I don't have a phone right now.
That's one of the things we're working out.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we are working out, and we're talking about it. He said that he got a card yesterday, so that's I'm trying to make it so that's an option for everybody. Dart wants to go all electronic, but I'm letting him know that our population doesn't.
Strip the cars like a bridge.
Say that again? I can't hear, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, you
I'm
guys.
sorry.
They should distribute the cars like at a bridge for our colonies.
I'm working it out. Got it. Yes.
Okay, so how are you vetting people, to qualify, that you're homeless? Is it a merit system?
So it'll be the same as it was before, where the case manager has to refer you to me, and then once I am able to confirm your homelessness via your case manager, then you will be enrolled in the program. And so, my plan is I'll be at the STUPOT issuing the cards. So once I receive confirmation, or once I certify your homelessness, I'll go to the STUPOT, or if not me, someone will go to the STUPOT once a week or however often to issue the Go Pass cards, or whatever system we come up with to issue that pass, or if it's gonna be an app on your phone, we'll do that then. Yes.
The card is registered to your address, so I don't know if we got a problem with everybody registering it as STUPOT
Yep.
or as that.
I brought that up too, because we have a problem with Assurance Wireless where too many people have gotten the phone, the free phone to the bridge, and so now the bridge address is kicking back. So that's what I mean by we're trying to work out all the kinks. Can we only get 100 addresses per, or how is that gonna work? Go ahead.
Because a lot of people who utilize they got reduced passes, so they got reduced school, senior.
And now we have homeless.
And then, okay, so now you have homeless. So it's gonna basically just gonna distinguish us from all those who already get those reduced, because if you're a senior, you can basically get a reduced pass.
It's not gonna distinguish us from anything. We are now in the same category as everybody else. So there won't be anything saying, boom, you're homeless. No, it will not. We are just now receiving the same discount that several other populations have always been receiving.
Okay, I understand.
Is the homeless being treated differently as far as this Go Pass on the
She
app?
just said that. She just answered the
That's what
question.
I just
No, I'm
said.
sorry, I'm trying to say to you is, do other people have to go through this app
Yes, they do.
Yes.
on the phone?
Yes.
So
Yes.
now, how, What is your suggestion, how you gonna work out the kinks? Well, I'd like to know.
That's what we're talking about. And so they are doing the card, and I said we still need to have something in our hand. The homeless people need to be able to hold something because they don't always have a phone. They lose their phones. Somebody steals them, and so they can't be directly connected to a phone only. We need another source. And so they have the card now, but they want to get rid of it. But I'm like, no, we can't get rid of it just yet. So
You just started the card, didn't they? A few months, several months ago, that's all? It hasn't been going on very long.
the Go Pass card,
Yeah,
yes, but
yeah.
you've always had a reduced DART ID.
Mhm.
They want to get rid of that reduced DART ID altogether.
Okay, so that's what Trevon's gonna be meeting with them in the next few days or whatever to try to iron some of these details out. So she doesn't really have the answers yet. She's working on it.
Next month, DART will be coming. I can't remember what Joe's title is. He's the VP of something. And then Tina will be here, whom I've been working directly with. She's a senior program manager, so she'll be here also. And then one other person on their team. So they're bringing a full team to come and present this to us so that we understand and make sure that Robert has a clear understanding.
I'm just saying to you is that, I just figure that, that it make it a difference, all right now.
Well, they're wanting to move to into the next generation. If we stay with what we've been doing, we wouldn't have cell phones. So they're just ready to move to the next level, and we as homeless people gotta come on up. Y'all gotta take care of those cell phones and stop letting them get lost and stolen.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Where can you obtain, if you lost your cell phone, where can you obtain a cell phone?
Okay, do you get food stamps?
Hold on 1 second. Suzanne, when is Assurance Wireless here?
There was coming every second and fourth Thursday, but they stopped because of what you said.
With the address?
Everyone's getting rejected with the address. New Orleans, the bridge, by the shrinking with address at all. You don't know.
Need the mayor here.
So they stopped coming. If we can find a solution,
Bring the mayor.
then I can call on this from back up here.
So we need to find another address.
It's just hard to
Ask
get your
them
spot.
how many phones can go to an address.
I did ask that question and it's not answered.
There's no answer.
Yeah, it's probably a corporate issue with their database. Yeah, it's with that. I had a comparable problem when I tried to get
If I
mine.
may make a suggestion, if you're a member of a church, then you could get somebody in your congregation to take your cell phone for you, that would be.
That's a better option.
I had the same problem. They wouldn't
That's an
take the
option.
Stu-Pot address, and so I had to give them another address.
Yeah, that's an option. That y'all need to kind of remember that one. That's a good idea. Get a friend or someone that has a individual address and get your phone there. Because I had the same problem. My building number was not picked up by the postal database, so they wouldn't send it to me. And I had to use the number across the foyer, the walkway, and then they sent it to my address because my apartment was within that address. So that's an option that we're gonna have to be more creative and find some solutions because they're trying to give us these benefits, and I don't think any other city in the country has this. So we need to take advantage of it, and we need to help DART. If they're gonna provide us with this discount, we need to help them and not keep complaining about why they're not doing something. We need to do something on our own. I'm a big proponent of that. You gotta help yourself. So, anything else that you want?
That's it. Go ahead and dismiss.
Okay, so, it's 2 or 3 minutes till. I want you guys to disseminate this out to the rest of the people in your community. Try to get them an address so that they can get their stuff sent to that individual address so they don't have to put so much of a load on the stew pot.
This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.